Hello, I'm Maria Paasivaara from LUT University in Finland. This paper, published in IEEE Software, is joint work with Kasper Lassenius from Aalto University. We studied how Ericsson, a global telecom company, adopted community-based decision-making. This was a solution to handle decisions affecting a large number of agile teams that were collaborating on a joint product. Our case organization, part of Ericsson in Finland, started to adopt Lean and Agile in 2010 to replace their previous waterfall process. The case product, a critical telecom network element, is already almost 20 years old and comprises more than 30 million lines of code. The development organization consisted of around 400 people and was responsible for developing the product that at the time of our data collection was in use by around 300 telecom operators all over the world. The two main development sites were located in Europe. In 2014, Ericsson started to migrate the system from dedicated hardware to the cloud. This was also considered a suitable moment to make changes in the way of working. One problem they wanted to solve was how to handle decisions affecting several agile teams. As the cloud development was new to all, knowledge-wise all were at the same level, so there were no experts that would know better. Thus, the solution to decision-making was to involve the whole development community in the decision-making. Already in their transformation to Lean and Agile, Ericsson started using communities of practice, or COPs, for knowledge sharing, collaboration, and also for decision-making across teams. A typical community of practice could be, for example, a Scrum Master community that learns, shares experiences, and solves problems together. At Ericsson, the COP culture has been inclusive. Anyone interested could participate and anyone could start a new COP. Some COPs were regular, for example, those created for coordinating work across teams building a joint feature. Others were arranged on a need basis, for example, when there was a need to jointly plan architecture. When this organization started the migration of the product to the cloud, this was a new technical challenge for all. The development organization formed a single empowered community that consisted of all team members and all product owners. The technical experts that were not yet part of cross-functional teams were integrated into teams to make them end-to-end capable. At the same time, more decision-making power was given to the community. Thus, the community as a whole would make decisions that impact the whole community, instead of only a few decision makers. When needed, managers were invited to participate in community meetings, but they were not considered as part of the community. The role of management changed from monitoring and controlling to supporting the organization, as the majority of the decisions were taken by the community. The decisions that the community makes could be related, for example, to the architecture, product design, ways of working, or development tools used. The teams and the whole community together design the product now instead of specialized experts. This is a quotation on how a product owner described the change. In the old days, we had a systems department that would study the issues several years beforehand and would write specifications that were carved in stone and handed over to the developers. Now it is kind of the opposite. Basically, the biggest change was that the old systems experts and system testers were all integrated into the teams. The teams really became end-to-end capable. Next, we will look at the community meetings and how decision-making happens. For each week, there are 3 pre-booked 1-hour community meeting slots, including bookings of meeting rooms with video conferencing equipment, as this organization has people on 2 different sites. Whenever a community meeting is needed, the inviter books one of these slots and sends an invitation to all. Usually, there are 1 to 2 meetings per week. The number of participants ranges from a few persons to a few dozen, based on their interest on that specific topic. Decisions are well prepared before community meetings. Often there's a passionate leader or a group of people who consider some specific decision important and take the facilitator role, driving the decision. Preparation includes discussing informally with people, searching for different points of views and solutions, and finally ending up with one or several solution proposals with disadvantages and advantages, which are then brought to the community meeting and presented and discussed there. The meetings are led by a facilitator who makes sure that all relevant viewpoints are heard. A few examples of topics for decisions made in the community meetings are tool selection for development use and bringing microservices and containers into use. The community is seen as a way to involve teams in decision making and to make the best use of all knowledge in the organization. This would lead to better decisions. A team member explained to us that teams can affect the overall direction of the product a lot and explained. Now that we started this virtualized version of our product, there were a lot of people in the community assessing options and pushing the product in the right direction. And that is one strength of Ericsson Finland, that we have made the right decisions because we have discussed issues broadly and tried to elicit all knowledge that is available in-house. Decisions are made using consent decision making, which is a technique in which people search for a tolerance range within which everyone can work. Everybody's opinions are listened to. Everyone doesn't have to agree on the decision, but the decision needs to be within their acceptable tolerance range, meaning that they do not object to it. Consent decision making differs from consensus because in consensus everyone is asked, do you agree? But in consent decision making they ask, do you object? Even though community-based decision making has started well at Ericsson, there's always something to improve. The main thing to improve mentioned by our interviewees is explained here by a product owner. That we could hear more opinions from people, that even more people would participate. There are some people that normally do not participate in community meetings. They might have some valuable opinions which would be valuable to hear. The main lessons we can learn from this case are the following. Prepare for a big mindset change that requires time. Managers need support to let go, and teams need support to learn to look at the broader picture and take responsibility. Encourage team members to participate in community meetings. They can participate initially as observers to broaden their knowledge. Make it clear what a single team can decide and which decisions need to be made by the community. Embed experts in teams. Make quick decisions and change if needed based on feedback. Thank you for listening.
So welcome to the next Q&A. We are live with Maria. And while you're preparing your questions, I will start. So earlier, experts and managers took these decisions. So my question is then, what are they doing now?
So nowadays the experts are in the teams. So they are embedded in teams. So they are doing partially technical work, but they are also participating in the decision making. But they are no longer that, they don't know that much more than other team members because this was a bit new technical area. And the managers are just supporting the organization and coaching them.
Okay, so are the managers the only coaches, or are there other coaches as well?
So there are other coaches, but then, for example, line managers, they need to change their style of working so that they are more like supporting the organization. But then there are separate coaches as well.
Okay, thank you. We have a question from Tor. As there was voluntary participation in communities of practice, was it possible to influence decisions for those choosing not to participate?
So basically, this is one of the challenges they had because not everybody participated in. And the idea was that, when there was this kind of challenge that maybe not all people who wanted to influence wanted to participate in those COP meetings. So then it was the facilitator's role. So those people who were driving the decision to talk with those people who are important to participate in the COP meeting and influence on the decision. So they talked with those people beforehand and also tried to understand what were their opinions and brought these opinions to the meetings, but also encouraged these people to join those meetings.
Yeah, I guess this is one of the biggest challenge with this kind of decision making when you involve the whole company.
Yeah, this is really their biggest challenge, to involve everybody in the decision making that really know something about the topic and can have something valuable to add to decision making.
Many would argue that when you involve so many people, it's both costly because it's so many hours to take those decisions. It also might take longer time because you have to discuss a lot more than in the early days when you had like 1-2 experts and a manager. So does it take longer and does it cost more?
So I would guess that it takes longer because they need to discuss more, involve more people, have more meetings and more preparation. But on the other hand, what they feel is that now they make better decisions. Because they really have involved so many people and have all the knowledge that the whole organization has while making those decisions. So that way they make better decisions, correct choices, and that way it might not be that much costly because then they don't need to change them again.
Yeah, I guess so. It actually gains speed because you don't have to redo your decisions, and they are better. Very good. And then what's happening now? That's I guess many are wondering about that. How has this new working from home situation affected the communities of practice?
That's actually a good question that could be a good topic for future studies because, just Monday I was talking with Ericsson people, but we didn't talk much about these communities of practice. So they do still have communities of practice, but how this pandemic has affected on the decision making in this, so that I don't know.
Okay, that was a good question by Parasto, by the way. But then they were partially distributed before, weren't they? They were having virtual communities. Did you see any difference between the co-located and the distributed COPs? You only have 20 seconds to answer that question.
They tried to have all as distributed. So that both sides would be involved. So there were 2 sides.
Okay. Okay, I guess it's even more. You have some ideas for future research and to look into this in the new hybrid world. So looking forward to reading up on your next research. Then we are ready to move on. And for those who want to ask Maria more questions, there's a room for that. The next talk is by Tim McKinsey, and it's about Agile in the video game development industry.
Greetings.